Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the weekly BBX University meeting on everything Nowsite and then everything else that's also going on at BBX. And I'm your host, Steve Patterson, and I will be helping you through this. My co-host on this ventures is Mike Kelly. Mike's over there, and he will be helping me with the BBX stuff. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to go over geofencing today. And we're actually going to go and do a demo on geofencing and do that. Mike, if you have anything you want to talk about going on this week with BBX?
Not really. I don't want to take up any time. I'd rather you go ahead and just show them. I think that site you showed me yesterday from that agent probably will explain a whole lot more than I could ever say. So no, you just take it away. Thank you, though.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get started right now, and I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to share my screen with a client I have who has been a Allstate agent since 1986. Has quite a large agency, but he's also a financial advisor. And because he's been with Allstate so long, back in the day, his is one of the contracts that allows him to be a broker to broker other business as well. So he doesn't have to sell Allstate exclusively. He can sell other programs as well. And Mike, I'm going to hook him up with you because I was telling him about the Kaizen thing the other day, and he's interested. So I'm going to hook you up there with him on that. Okay. So what we're
Thank
going
you.
to do is, of course, we're on his site right now, and you related on sales flow as we always do. But we're going to go over here to marketing today, where the little megaphone is, and we're going to click on there.
Thank you for holding. We appreciate your patience. We are still assisting other people and will help you as soon as we possibly can.
Okay, somebody's got their phone on. If you would all mute, that would help so it doesn't cause background stuff. So go ahead and mute your screen if you would. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to this tab over here that says ads. And when you put your cursor on top of that,
Let me mute you. No, you're not. Okay.
okay, there we go. Okay. So we're going to go over here to ads, and it says underneath there, pops up, says advertise your business on our network to over 1 million websites. Okay, so when we click on that, now, because the client has already purchased ads, normally when you would click on there, before it lets you go in to build an online ad, it will say buy ads. When you buy ads, it will take you over here, down where the small RS is down here in the corner. And it will take you, you go to plans and pricing. And you would scroll down till you get down here to online ads. Then you have some choices. In this case, Ray runs approximately 3 geofencing ads a month. Right now he's just running 2. Each one of them is getting 10,000 views a month. And he gets charged $57.50 for every one of those ads that he runs during the month. So we've already chosen that. So that is allowing us to actually look at our ads here, right here. So these ads.
You're in.
Excuse me? Excuse me, Frank? Oh. Okay. So what these 2 ads here that he's been advertising this month because of the time of year is one is for windstorm insurance because he's a PNC guy, but he also does life and other products. And then also flood. And he goes after these 2 as leads because what they do is if he gets them in on windstorm and he gets them in on flood, he'll also get them bundled in and get their auto and their homeowners as well. And he's pretty successful at that. So here, when you look at this first ad, it says, stay fearless, Soto Financial Insurance. And right here, as we can see, the analytics up front right here, that so far, and Mike, you'll see this has gone up since yesterday, that 5,749 people have seen that ad, of which 37 clicked through to his website to find out more. Now, Ray is the kind of guy in his office with his customer service agents and his agents that work in his office that when they talk to anybody, they record everything. One of the things that I was telling Mike yesterday is he will not let somebody off the phone unless they can tell him how they found him. So whether it was a social media post, whether it was an email campaign, whether it was an ad somewhere that he's been running, or if it was geofencing, whatever, they have to click a box. So he tracks everything. I know for a fact, because I was talking to Ray yesterday, so I told Mike that these 37 people who clicked through for Windstorm, over half of them have already purchased Windstorm policies from him or through him. And the same thing over here on flood insurance. He's had over half of these people, these 27 that have gone through to the site so far this month, have also purchased from him. And he feels that a lot of the others will come along because he set up appointments. They just haven't come through yet. And then he also offers them a complimentary review of all their policies and asks them to bring them in. And they set an appointment and he sees them. So when you set up an ad, you go to this little tab right here that says Edit. Then you come into the ad building tool for geofencing. So the first thing you need to do is you need to put a headline. So now you'll see right here, home values have increased. Do you have enough coverage? Sleep well during the hurricane season. Okay. And then in the ad text, right here, it says, do you have enough coverage? Now, we've actually tied this to a website right here. So let's click the website. And as you can see, Ray has been a user of Nowsite for almost 3 years. So he has all kinds of different websites and different programs. That's what you're seeing here. We selected hurricane preparedness for that website so they could register and make an appointment right there. So we're going to cancel that. We're going to go back up here. And then you saw the landscaping. I had to choose landscape. So that's what the ad looks like in a landscape image. Now, the landscape, there's two sizes. One's square and one's rectangular. Those are the two universal fits for websites. They either have square ads or they have rectangular ads. Because, for example, Google Display Ad Network may have space on Forbes magazine's website that they resell. So say you're a reader in that geofenced area of Forbes and it knows that you looked for windstorm insurance in the past, it will place this ad on Forbes' site. And then they will be able to click through to your website to do everything else they need to do. Same thing on social media. This would be one of them on social media, same thing. You would click through, go to the website, and you've seen those when you're on social media on Facebook or LinkedIn, you'll see it says sponsored ad. That's where these come from. So it's targeting those individuals. So that's the rectangular one. And here's the square one. So we build them in two sizes to do that so they fit. Over here, you can also go in here and edit the image. You can search for images. You can build your own ads in here. But Mary and I we default to Canva. and we build the ads in Canva, and then we import them in because it's easier that way, because they have templates in Canva already set up for these two sizes. Okay, so now we want to decide, where do we want to advertise? So we're going to go to targeting. Excuse me, online ad location. And down here, we've done the target area here. As soon as it loads up here. So Ray's office is in League City. You can see where the pin is. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go. So you can see the area that we've geofenced right here for his area that he wants to market to. So he's going out west of Sugarland, all the way up to almost Spring, over here into Chambers County, and then down in Galveston. And so basically he's getting Brazoria, Galveston, Harris County, and southern part of Harris County, and Chambers County is the areas that he's marketing in right there. And then, so then what we want to do is then we want to target people. So he's targeting people who are 25 to 34, 35 to 44, 45 to 54, 55 to 64, and 65 plus, male and female. And he's targeting people who have used the search terms flood insurance, homeowners insurance, windstorm insurance, roof repair, flood mediation, hurricane preparedness, window replacement, windstorm certification, WPI, and FEMA. Because right now, as we know in the Houston market, and if you haven't done this, you need to check and see if your flood zone's changed. Mine changed. My flood insurance went up $200 a year for my house. So there are people who are looking and searching that. So if you're in that geofencing area and you've searched for these terms, it's going to go ahead and drop one of those ads into on your tab, on your tablet, on your phone, or on your computer while you happen to be searching on the internet looking for stuff, or on your social media accounts. So when we go ahead and do this, for example, like with Kaizen, we would go ahead and drop a pin, Mike, in the medical center area, and maybe draw a radius around that medical center of maybe 5 miles at most. And then in those search terms, we would look for physician's assistant, radiologist, anesthesiologist. We would start looking for all those terms, and that would start turning up people. Then what we would also do is we would also use the sales flow tool to start also looking for surgeons, internal docs, neurosurgeons, cardiologists, cardiovascular surgeons, those kind of guys. Because what we want to do, as we discussed yesterday, Mike, is focus in on the medical first, and then we'll go after engineering and the other ones later and start looking for those areas. So I thought about that last night with engineers. The tech corridor over there in Sugarland would be a great place to do that, in the Katy area, to look for engineers, because that's where the majority of the engineering firms are, over in that area, and doing stuff. So as you can see, geofencing can be a really wonderful tool to really target and find people who have already demonstrated an interest in what your product or service is. And so therefore that makes the conversion process a heck of a lot easier. It's
Got
just
a question for you.
yes.
How long do you normally leave a pin in a geographical area before you move it around?
A month.
Month?
Yep.
Then
Now,
you come,
so
then
for
you come,
example, with this campaign here, we have a different pin drop for flood insurance, because flood's more coastal. So we're just doing like Galveston County, Southeast Harris County, over in Chambers County. We're going that area, and Brazoria along the coastline. We're not going to really go out that far because there's not that much flooding in town or up north.
So theoretically, if you wanted to put it around your office, you could do a 5 or 10 mile radius, and you could do life insurance 1 month, annuities the second month, Kaizen the third month, long-term care, disability, health insurance, whatever, and then you turn around and do it all over again
Mhm.
with a different ad.
And for reaching out and touching 10,000 people in a month for under $60, that's an incredible value. Imagine how much that would cost you in door hangers or direct mail.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be targeted. That'd be more of a shotgun approach in doing that area. So, Mary, you got anything you'd like to add to on geofencing?
No, I would say use an ad for 2 months, not just one.
Okay.
And also when you go to close this, it is going to post that it will be under review.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got 2 days there. It goes not only to Nowsite, but it also goes to the Google Ad Networks. And that's what's going to turn it on. If everything is perfect on your ad, just like this is, okay, and we can work with you on the rest of them, to Kaizen, to life, to long-term care, we can work with you on those. But when you get this defined, it's going to take 24 hours to 48 hours before that ad is approved. Now, as Steve did, he went in and showed you already an existing ad. When he hops out of this, it's going to go back under review.
Yeah, it'll go back for 2 days. Yeah.
Right. So understand that. So you do have a window of time, but please make sure that your message is already done on your landing page. Also, make sure your message is already done in your email. Having those two things prepared while this is waiting to be approved is your time frame to do that. It's not going to send you an email and says, hey, your ad's approved. You're going to go into the system and into the ads and look at that bottom corner of the right-hand side. And it says active versus under review. Now, the only time that anything will change on that is if Nowsite actually sends you a message that says you need to fix X. Okay, Steve and I've done this long enough that we don't normally get those. You got to fix X. Okay, so you're out of that lane. Okay.
So here, Mary, here's that pending approval message. You just hit OK, but you can see right here it is currently active. So there's the active.
Because you didn't change anything on it. You didn't make an extra space. You didn't do anything like that of editing. It read it as the same thing, no changes.
Yep.
And where the other setup ad is inactive. Do we want to show them how to take it from scratch and set it up?
Not right now.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, right here, this is where it's sending people. So let me go ahead and show you. When Mary was talking about messaging. So we built this website for Ray here. And watch this informational video that we got from KRPC Channel 2 News. There have been many changes since last year. Make an appointment to go over your flood homeowners and TWIA. Has your flood rating changed? Learn more. Have you been turned down by TWIA, or is it too expensive? Because there is some alternative different things that you can get. And then what they do is they just fill out this form right here, and then it takes you to a place on their form to give them this information, and then one of their agents calls back and sets an appointment.
Oh,
Very well put together page.
That's what we talk about all the time, about how everything in Nowsite is linked together. So that's when, when you put a thing on a list, we've talked about last week how it activates an email campaign if one's existing, and doing those type of things. Does anyone have any questions? Was that clear? Frank, did that help you? I know you've been thinking about this.
Yes, yes, it does, and it does very much. Sure does.
Okay, and
You know,
as always, these
marketing.
meetings are being recorded so that this will be posted up on the BBX channel, and Mike will receive a link, and we'll also send a link out to everybody who's been on this call, so you can review this again if you'd like to. Mike, any comments?
No, I think that's great, Steve. Seeing it twice really imprinted how easy it is to narrow down your search criteria and change it. So I think it's self-explanatory. You put it out with bait on the hook and let it float.
Yeah, I mean, as you and I were talking yesterday, Mike, and the success of digital marketing is really taking an omni-channel approach. It's just not doing Facebook advertising. It's not just doing geofencing. It's not doing just a drip email campaign. It's having all of them functioning together at the same time.
You told me one time, but repeat to me or maybe everybody, when you're doing the social media part of it, um, do they still fill out information on a ad form for a social media ad?
Yeah, so what we've done is we did a social media campaign using those exact same geofencing ads,
Okay.
and we posted up with context, except you can put a little bit more information on there because it's not really an ad, it's a post, and they will let you post it so you can actually put phone numbers in there and some other stuff that you can't do with geofencing. And
Super.
so you're actually sending your advertising campaign out as a post on LinkedIn and as on Facebook or even Twitter and Instagram. So you can, so you've got your messaging and your branding is all going out with drip email campaigns. If you're dealing with somebody on sales flow, you're direct messaging them and you're directing them to these different areas. So you have all these different channels that you're navigating with this messaging. So it's building an image for those people because they may get touched more than once, maybe once, twice, maybe three times from different angles and doing things.
Nope. I think that's great. I appreciate the information on that. I think it's unbelievable too.
Mhm. So, Mike, you want to talk a little bit about on the Kaizen uh, campaign what we've got come to these guys?
Well, you guys that are involved in the Kaizen marketing program, you know that NIW has already developed ads, social media ads. They approved. I'm sure they passed compliance, so they should be able to be put out there and just dropped anywhere you want to drop them. Use them in an email campaign. Use them in geofencing. And again, it's just like fishing 24 hours a day. While you're doing something else, somebody's looking at an ad.
And as soon as Mike's pulled all that together, we're going to go ahead and build a resource page for you guys that you guys can access where it'll have all this information on it. Looks like Mike froze up again, or everybody did. Am I frozen? Okay, sorry. It looks like I dropped off.
Yep, that's okay. I didn't have anything else to say.
Okay, so I just wanted to let
We missed
everybody
it.
know that we're going to be, when Mike gets all that information together, we'll be building a resource page and putting it all one place like a library where you can go ahead and get those different things and download them out of the team section in BBX.
Good.
Okay.
Well, I
Okay.
appreciate it. I appreciate it, Steve. Mary, thank you for hosting this. And again, I think it's just putting it into play and let it start working.
Okay. Anybody have any questions or anything? If you need to make an appointment with Mary or I, Mary, do you want to go ahead and put your calendar link in the chat?
You caught me. Okay. In just a minute, I will.
And I'll do the same.
And tell us how to get it out of chat while we're doing this.
Okay, will do. So there's my link to my calendar link.
And do I click on it once, twice? How do I get there?
You can click on it, or you can just highlight it and copy it and save it. Or you can go down to the bottom down here where these three little dots are and click on there.
I don't see any three little dots.
You have to open chat
Open up chat.
before you do that in the chat.
Oh, I see. Oh, now I see them. Okay.
If you go the three little dots down there at the bottom, it'll save the chat.
Okay.
And if you do that, if you don't already have a Zoom folder in your documents, it will create one for you.
So where will that Zoom be?
Okay,
Box.
so let me go ahead and share my screen here with you. Okay, sharing. So it will take you to your documents folder like this.
Okay.
It will create a folder like this called Zoom. So when you open that up, here's all my Zoom recordings and chat saves, which I probably should go in and clean up, Mary, but it's an archive, you know.
It is an archive. It's the treasure test.
I'm a pack rat, so in doing that. But that's where it is right here. So for example, I will let's see, last week was the 18th, right?
Mm-hmm. No, the 18th was our
Oh.
chat. It was the 17th.
That's right, it was 17th. So let me close this one. Oh, there's the HC. I've saved the team meeting here. Here, renamed it. But here's the chat. Saved as chat here. Here's an audio version if I wanted to send an audio version of it. And then, so you can actually save all these different file formats here.
Oh.
So that's where you'll find it if you save it and do that. Okay. Okay, well, we've got, I want to welcome John to the call. John, good to see you, sir.
Thanks.
And Jacob Montoya. So Jacob, welcome as well. So I know Jacob's not on the list. Who invited Jacob to come and join us today?
I sent him an invitation.
Great. So I'll go. You want me to add him to the BBX list, Mike?
Sure. Jake will be good for us.
Okay, great. In doing that.
And Jacob, were you user a few minutes ago? Because we had somebody else named user. And if you weren't, that's okay too.
Yep. Okay, with that, any Q&A? Anybody have any questions about anything or where you go? Mike, I sent you an update on Urban this morning.
Okay.
So he's all fixed up and ready to go now.
Great. Appreciate that. I know he's ready.
Okay. Okay. Other than that, I don't have anything. Again, this has been recorded. It will be posted up on the BBX channel sometime today, and you'll be able to go back to the meeting and from the beginning of the meeting. And this week, what we did was we went over geofencing. So you'll be able to see how geofencing is done, and you'll be able to see all that. Okay. Oh,
Great.
also, Mike, as Mary just reminded me, in an hour is the fun mandatory affiliate meeting for us who are affiliates. And this is the meeting where you get to hear Justin, but this is also the meeting where they give you the 3 code words every month so you can get paid. So if you're an affiliate and you want to get paid, I would get on that meeting and write down the code words. Also, I'm sure that he'll be rolling out something new today. He always is. So I'm always excited to find out what that is. I always find these calls to be incredibly valuable.
So
So,
that's 12 o'clock Central Time?
Yes.
yep.
Okay.
Now, if,
You know what, Steve, I've got, a lunch in advance to get that time, so you write down the code words for me.
Okay,
Okay.
and they also record this meeting too. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and post the meeting as well in the team section of AI wecareteam.now.site. So it'll be there as well as the links to the form, the Google Docs form to fill out every month in case you misplace it in your email.
and please know that the Google Doc form may not be out for a couple of days.
Yep.
Excuse me, I got a frog.
Yep. Okay, Mary, anything else?
I'm croaking here, so I'm good.
Mike, anything else you'd like to add this morning?
That's good. That's all I do. Appreciate the help.
Okay, well, again, everybody have a great day. And Frank, hope you feel better, sir.
Oh, I do too, man. It's been a rough day today. Yeah,
Well, I know I've fallen
thank you.
downstairs myself and actually broke my back, so I know what you're doing. Okay, so we'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.